Hello, I'm Melissa Doan. I'll be your instructor for Foundations this semester. Here's my contact information. You can email me or text. I'll be providing you a link that you can set up an individual appointment. I'm going to go over that a little bit more in a minute. With all of our syllabus with SPC, we have a mission statement and course descriptions and your required text. The method of instruction is going to be through lecture videos, activities, and professional activities. This is the technology that you need for the course. Take a minute to read through your syllabus. The second section here is about your K-CREP standards. This is how these assignments meet the standards to keep us K-CREP accredited for this course. If you want to read through that and understand how those work and what K-CREP standards are being met for each one. And then you have your policies and procedures. So when you read through this, take time, especially if you're looking for something specific. It covers everything from academic integrity to use of AI, how to question a grade, how to seek accommodations if you need them, privacy protection, how to access your academic support center, dropping a course, inclement weather policies, even for any remote instruction policies. And then I have my own instruction policies. Now, my instructor policies here, the biggest one that you want to see here is communication. If something's going on and you're not going to be timely, you need to talk to me about an assignment. Communication is the key. I'm very responsive to emails. So if you email me and let me know there's an issue, I will respond. If you need to set up a phone call or a Google Meet so that you can ask me some specific questions about an assignment or an issue within getting your grades in, all I ask is for you to let me know what time zone that you're in, if you want to meet by phone or Google Meet, and then what your availability is. I ask you to just state this information in the original email because it's efficient and it allows me to see your email, understand that you need an appointment, when you need it, how you need it, and my response can be right back with you on the ability to give you an appointment immediately. Now, hopefully within this semester, we'll also have a link to where you can do that without having to contact me. And that will allow you to just schedule appointment as you would like, whether it's by phone or by Google Meet. You are expected to attend and participate in these weekly modules. This is a foundations class, so it's really going to cover like the gamut of mental health one chapter at a time. So it's going to be a lot of information just to give you that foundation of what the full courses are going to expound upon. So here is your signature assignments. Your biggest signature assignment is professional counselor career exploration. That's going to be due in module 4. It's going to be due in module 4, but there's a 10 points for a draft. You get 10 points for a draft if you turn that draft in module 3 so that I can ensure and give you feedback that you're going to turn in a good paper and get full grade points by module 4. So when you're working on that, if you need help with APA, contact the academic support center and let them help you with the APA part of that. Your next assignment is an advocacy assignment, which is going to be a discussion board post. You're going to put your paper about the advocacy that you want to advocate for, your advocacy paper, and you're going to post it in module 6. And when you get in there, you'll notice that there's responses in a specific way that you have to respond to someone else's discussion board. You will lose points if you do not respond in the way that you were requested to respond. You can lose up to 15 points. I'm going to go over the directions for these at the end. And then in module 7, you're going to have a write-up of an interview from a licensed counselor person. And this is something you want to kind of at least start coordinating. You don't want to wait till the week of to ask an LPC to give you an hour or so of their time to do an interview. So take the time to like figure out, do you know an LPC um, or an LPCC, depending on what state, the acronyms might be different. Um, if you cannot find anyone or you do not know one, it has to be an LPC. It cannot be a psychologist. It cannot be an LCSW. It has to be an LPC, a licensed counselor. So if you have trouble finding somebody, please, again, just let me know. I can hook you up with someone or you can interview me. So make sure that you have someone in mind that you can meet with. And then you're going to have different weekly discussion board and activities on each module. There'll be something to turn in on each module. This is your course schedule, what chapters you will be doing each module so that you know what the videos are. It also gives you when the assignments are due. And here is your specifics. So on your career exploration, use APA style. You will need a cover page and a reference page. You don't need an abstract. You don't need that little summary before you start the paper. The most important thing here is to use headers. When it says view of mental health, put my view of mental health as a header. Break these papers up. It is very difficult to grade a paper and make sure that all these components are in here when someone turns in a 6-page paper that's just paragraph after paragraph and there's no headings to break it up. If you need help, please ask. So the more headings that you have to show that you're covering each section and break it up, the easier paper will be to read. And it's clear and you know what part you're discussing where. And it also allows you not to forget that you did or did not cover anything. So you go through here and you're basically exploring why you've chosen this field and making sure that you understand all the ins and outs of it. There's a rubric here. You can go down through here and look and see, did I cover all the things that I'm going to be graded on? And you want to stay in that exemplary, which is the last column on this one. So student clearly and thoroughly demonstrated the importance of culture and impact while demonstrating depth of thought and additional insight. You want to score somewhere in these two areas on your rubric. Next, you've got your signature assignment for your advocacy. You are basically writing a paper for something that you would advocate for, and you do have to cite some facts on the discrepancy with this population or the issues that you have to find some kind of something to back you up. And when you post your paper, this is going to be on a discussion board, and you are going to write on someone else's paper, one other person. You choose one other person, and you're going to write and answer these 3 questions in your post to them. Again, you have a rubric. You want to make sure that you are in those meets or exceeds area. And then lastly, you have your interview with a licensed counselor, and it could be longer depending on how talkative people are, but you're asking for an hour or less of their time. You're going to write up the interview in a summary, so you don't have to dictate it unless that just helps you write it up. You don't have to, if you record it, you can probably use that to help summarize it later. But it's not required to record it. You're just writing up a summary. You're getting some information to him. It gives you some questions. But start processing this interview now, primarily because there may be questions as you go along in each chapter that you would want to ask. Know who you're going to interview. Know what the questions are about. Know if you want to add any of the questions so that you have this information ready when you get to interview the person. This is not one of those things that you can wait till Sunday before it's due and expect somebody to go get interviewed at the drop of a hat. So take some time to make sure that you have this lined up for the end of the semester, or I'm sorry, the end of the course. All right, so if you have any questions, again, communication is key. I'm hoping to get a link that you can self schedule with me. That should be coming out when the classes start in the fall, and then you'll have access to that. If you have any questions, as always, please just let me know. And the best thing that you can do is communicate and let me know if something is needed, if there's an issue, something's not right, you need help. Communicate, please. I hope you enjoy the course.